What's going on? Did you guys?
So that was just a one-time occurrence.
Huh? Quan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Who's-
canonically dead.
I'm just saying he's a changed man, bro. He still is.
Move it over, Leo. Flip it
That's
from
the.
right to left.
He's not.
Huh?
You good?
Oh, okay.
Talking about that little
forced me
cord.
to watch him shower. He has not changed.
He
Oh.
forced
Day one
you.
of like.
That's pretty hot.
day one
That's
of-
weird.
He has
That's
not
weird.
I'm into that. I mean, what?
It's not changed.
That's weird as fuck.
I hope that's just not recording right now.
Oh no, it's been recording.
Oh.
Fuck, they heard that.
Can we
I don't know if it caught everything.
I'm not gay.
I don't know if it caught everything.
Wait. So if it's been recording, that means that they just heard. Oh wait, no, they didn't hear me. But
Well, I don't know because the microphone was not
Oh,
next to your
so-
mouth. But
yeah, so they probably heard.
Dude,
me.
my mic was right here the whole
Yeah,
time.
they probably.
Everyone got everything.
I'm probably gonna get the pin. I might actually get the pin to keep this.
What pin? Yeah, go get the pin. But they probably just heard me.
I know, Leon. I got you.
You got it? Okay. Thank you.
They probably just heard me fucking say that.
Big sexy hunk of a
Say that
man.
I need to walk into the restroom, look at myself, say that I'd fuck me.
Oh no, I don't know if it was
and walk
recording
out.
that.
Oh, okay, we're good.
Taking that shit out.
We'll
not
see.
what-
We shall see. We shall see.
Thank you.
You good, sir?
All right. Alrighty.
Everyone the research, do the stuff.
Mindset.
Research? The fuck? What's research?
The fuck is research?
The fuck is the stuff you're supposed to do
Dude,
before?
I didn't even know the topic until
Yeah,
I walked
he
through the
didn't know
door.
until I told him.
This
Yeah.
guy.
I didn't even see your text. I was driving.
Yeah.
That's
So,
fucking
But it's
dude.
mindset. I feel like it's a more personable
mindset.
Yeah.
topic. Like it's.
I mean,
it's,
like I've already gone through the run, so I
yeah.
know what
We've
to
all
say.
gone through it. So let's just try to internalize. What do you think?
Well, what kind of mindset? Like for what? Like anything specific?
I mean, the general idea, right? Last time we were talking about what is an entrepreneur. What is an entrepreneur and what our definitions are, right? And this time, I guess we're kind of talking about what kind of mindset would you need as an entrepreneur, and what you think the modern entrepreneur's mindset is at the moment.
Who wants to go first?
I'll tackle it.
Go for it, man. Slap in the face. Go fucking swing.
No, yeah, because the okay, I'll stuck out with me. Modern entrepreneur, I guess it's the culture, right? The toxic culture that we talked in last.
Oh,
about
the
last
toxic
episode.
culture, you say?
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess others would view it as toxic, right? But it's like, you know, you gotta do this.
You gotta be that guy.
Gotta be the man.
You gotta be him.
Gotta work it. And yeah, I mean, no, it's good motivation, but at a
Right.
certain point, motivation runs dry, and what are you gonna do?
Shoot
What are you gonna
yourself.
hold yourself to? It's the hold you. So,
Right.
but yeah, no, that's been really big. It's like guys, like you want to make bands like I do, and then they're just waving money and just the singles. Yeah, so I wouldn't know, but I guess the mindset that I have going in is, just work hard and attack. Just find your way, network, make friends, learn. So learn from your friends or learn from reading or whatever external source that you choose.
Yeah.
And then from there, decide your plan of attack. How are you gonna go about it? Are you gonna hit up everyone? Like, are you gonna text people, or are you gonna you're just gonna start from the ground up, just
That's
do your
fair.
own thing, and then pray for the best.
So really, still really sticking to that, like,
Yeah.
go get 'em type of mindset.
Of course, I mean,
Be aggressive.
yeah, that's important because at the end of the day, it's not you're not the company doesn't rely on anyone else or whatever venture you have. It doesn't rely on anyone else but yourself.
Mhm.
Right, and you're the one that's the project, right? You're the lead of the project. You're the one that's undertaking it.
You have a drink, by the way?
Yes, I do.
Okay, cool.
And you're undertaking it, and so you set the pace, you set the tone, you set the intensity level, you set how slow you go or how fast you go. So I mean, shit like that. That's what's and you need to acknowledge that, and so you have to be marketable too, competitive,
That's fair.
right? Because there's gonna be some guy that's gonna be a little bit faster than you. And you got to catch up, just pass him. So things like that. But it's very rudimentary. I think it's a lot of discipline, but there are plenty of YouTubers for that. give you some motivation, give you some discipline.
David Goggins.
David Goggins, dude.
They don't know me, so.
I don't know you.
But other than that, though, Darren, what about you? You kind of
Who's gonna
agree?
carry the boats?
The logs. Do you have that like similar mindset of villain, where it's kind of aggressive, be disciplined, train yourself like a
I
martial
mean,
artist?
yeah, I'd say so, most
Think
definitely.
so?
It's just for me personally, uh, how I see it for the modern entrepreneur's mindset, at least what they like, at least what from what I can observe, is that a lot of these people, especially since it's post Andrew Tate introduction, right,
Mhm.
are like, yeah, I don't want to work in an office job for the rest of my life. I want to be doing cool shit, right? And so then, I know like a lot of these people also are lonely, heartbroken motherfuckers, and
No, I was just coughing.
yeah, yeah. So a lot of these people are just lonely, heartbroken motherfuckers and shit, right? And they think that the solution to all of their problems would just be go to the gym and make a lot of fucking money, right? And sure, right? A lot like some of them, not everyone, right? Some of them are successful in actually making it out of the quote unquote rat race, right? But once they make it out, they run into a problem where they just kind of feel empty, right? Because they went through this entire thing to fill some sort of hole in their self, right? And they only fix, I guess, something external, right? Because your career is external, your body, like especially when you go to the gym, it's external, right? But you don't actually really find yourself. I mean, not everyone will find themselves through this process, right? You can go to the gym and maybe you'll learn something like what's it called delayed gratification, right?
Mhm.
But you'll still probably be a piece of shit as a person, or like you just wouldn't have changed much as a person other than I have a body. And don't get me wrong, I love going to the gym and shit. Like I'm not shitting on anyone going to the gym, but like you don't really change too much as a person, right? I mean, it depends because people, there's gym culture and everything. Maybe you adapt that, but when you're also going down the route of being an entrepreneur or something along those lines, your entire mindset right now. What the fuck?
Don't worry about
Your
it.
entire mindset right now, it's just like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta make money, right? Because I want to be doing cool shit, right?
Yeah.
Now that you have the money, now that you have a better physique,
What are you now?
exactly. What are you now, right? Because on a surface level, you begin asking yourself, who am I, right? So I also had this problem where I had to ask who the fuck I was,
Mm.
and for me, it was just like, okay, I got a I got two parents, right?
No way.
Awesome, no way, right? I,
All right,
I
all
got
right, all
yeah,
right,
yeah,
all
I
right.
got two.
Fuck no.
You got one of
Yeah,
those?
yeah,
My parents.
You got
No,
yeah,
parents?
yeah, yeah. So basically, on the surface level, you ask yourself like, yeah, I got fucking two parents.
right.
Uh-huh.
Um, People outside see me as a crazy
Alcoholic,
alcoholic,
schizophrenic.
schizophrenic, right? Crazy guy, and some other things I won't name yet.
We won't talk about it. We won't talk
So there's
about
some
it.
other things I won't name yet, but that doesn't really like that.
That's the
Like
persona
yeah,
you put
yeah,
out,
that's the
right?
persona. Or that's well, no. Truth be told, that's who I really am.
No comment.
Truth be told, that's who I really am, right? But aside from that, like, what else do I do? Okay, cool. I like doing mixed martial arts. What else? I sing. What else? Right?
Yeah.
I go to the gym. What else? That's it. Like, it's just okay. Well, that's just stuff I do, right? And then you start really trying to figure out your sense of self identity,
Mm.
right? And for me, what I did was okay, it's I went through a lot of shit
Oh no.
from trying to find out where
Do you want to
who
get
and I
into
was.
that later? Or do you want to get into that?
No, this will sum it up.
Okay.
So basically you start turning towards
Was it religion? So
religion, I'd say
that's
so.
what you did.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'd say
for you it was
yeah, I'd
Was
religion.
it
say
real?
definitely religion.
Yeah.
I turned towards religion.
Yeah.
Um, but then it turned into gaslighting, and then
Was it
more.
gaslighting first or then religion, or religion first and then gaslighting?
It was religion first, and then
How
gaslighting.
did you?
Wait,
How
who's
did
doing
you?
the gaslighting,
Yeah.
first of all?
What?
Oh, other people to other people?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, if that's the case, how did the religion justify the gaslighting?
And what? What kind of gaslighting were you doing?
uh the Holy Spirit
Okay.
guides me in certain ways, right? And to those of you who are Christian, right?
Okay.
Sometimes when you just wake up, or like maybe even before you're going to sleep, right? Or just something along those lines, you just hear this voice in your head and it just goes, do something. Do this, do this, do this. Or like
Sure.
it says, stay up, right?
Sure.
And there's like this difference between just you going like, yeah, I'm gonna stay up for the fuck of it, between and then this voice just pushing you towards something, right? And so one day I was in my car, right? And I got this text from a buddy of mine saying that he couldn't make it to this thing that he was inviting me to, and it was to a religious gathering. I'm not going to say which one.
Oh, is it? It's
Yeah,
okay. This is the one you talked
yeah.
to do all
I'm not be very specific
that.
about it, just to not offend any specific groups.
Was it
But
me?
huh?
No, I don't think it
No, it
was.
wasn't
Oh.
No,
you.
it
Oh.
was at your house.
It
We
was I
talked
told
about
you about at your
this.
house.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But and this voice just guided me saying, Darren, you need to do something fucking funny as fuck, or something hilarious, right? Something along those lines. I was like, what do I need to do?
But that wasn't God. That was you.
Yeah, I think that was just
No,
you.
no, no.
I don't know if
I
that was
think it
the
was the
Holy
No, that
Holy
was just
Spirit.
Spirit.
you.
No,
No Holy
no,
Spirit
no.
there. That was just
I think it
there.
was the Holy Spirit
All there.
because no, because I see. Normally, I just gaslight fucking people in school or just like random people in the street,
Mhm.
right? I'd never do this to another religion. But then, ever since I converted, right, the Holy Spirit just told me, go to this different religion and fuck with them.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Now you
yeah,
Yeah,
remember.
yeah.
yeah.
But
So
I don't think
This
that's the
story
Holy
was funny as
Spirit.
fuck.
I just don't think that's what that was.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it was
Okay. How long have you been gaslighting people?
a long time.
And by any chance, has there been any voice that has told you to gaslight people intrusively?
No,
I don't believe you.
no, it was just me.
Exactly.
No, like back then it was just me.
That's what
Now,
I'm saying. It's just you.
no,
Because you're schizo.
I'm not a schizophrenic.
I second it. I agree with Leon here.
But yeah, like that's kind of like the thing that I wanted to get into because Dylan, you brought up all the discipline stuff, all like the what I guess we would call the romanticized version of entrepreneurship, right?
Hmm.
And now Darren's introducing this new point of view. It's like, what about the spiritual part, right? You can't just ignore, everything else. You can't just say, "Hey, I'm gonna hard focus." I mean, obviously you can. It wouldn't. I don't think it would end up as well as you think it would be, right?
Yeah, and well, for me, the spiritual aspect is um, it's just tying what you know and what you've learned and what is true. I'm gonna say
Right.
it. What is not what you believe is true, is what is true.
For sure.
Religiously speaking here, what is true,
Hmm.
and you're applying it. Now, for me, I look at it from like a really broad, like decompartmentalized perspective, where it's like, okay, should you conduct business in a way where you're not violating X principle or Y thing, or is this good for X group or Y group, or is this good for will this is this something that will be a benefit um spiritually?
But even then, right? Like
That's how
that's
that's how I see it.
yeah, I get
Yeah.
it. But all of that is what seems to be external factors, and what I mean by that is that you're talking about impacting other people or
Right.
affecting other people.
Oh, just how like
Yeah,
spirituality ties with
yeah. But then,
me.
like, what about yourself, right? Because
Okay.
we're with that discipline idea and that the idea of like you got
Right.
to keep going. You're in a way you're ignoring your self needs somehow in some way, right?
My self needs.
Yeah. Or
Okay.
not necessarily needs, but like Wait, Darren, you're gonna say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah, go
something.
for it, man.
Right. So the thing is, right? So discipline, right? You mentioned that.
Yeah.
What what happens when someone doesn't have any discipline to begin with? Like motivation, right?
How to get them started,
How
right?
do they get started? Because how do you become disciplined when you don't have when motivation isn't quote unquote real? Like how do you attain that?
So
Oh,
motivation is not real only in the sense that, well, first of all, I believe it's real. I just don't believe that it's sustainable,
fair.
Yeah.
right?
Discipline will go further than motivation.
It will, yeah, discipline will bring you further than
Right.
motivation. Like that's
That's a
just a
fair
given.
idea.
Um, now, um, how do you gain discipline? Well, I mean, there are many sources. I can point you to some, but and they would explain it way better than I would. But I know Leon, you brought up something of making your bed in the morning.
Oh,
That's what I
right. We
found
have
really
this.
interesting. Like that's what got you going.
Yeah.
And that is a huge discipline principle, or at least that's what a lot of people point to, right?
Hmm.
Um, I don't know if you've ever watched it's a YouTube video, it's about like 20 minutes long. It's Admiral McRaven. He was a Navy SEAL, or he is a Navy SEAL. I have to look back, but he basically gives his talk to a graduating class of college students. It's
Right.
like, how do what are you gonna do with your life now? It's like, all right,
Yeah.
that's a big one,
It's the-
and that's why, like in the military, everyone makes their bed, and
Of course.
yeah, it's to get the day started off right,
Right.
right? And so, principles like that, make your bed, um, and then from there, you can't back down. And if you do, what they say is, at least you come home to a made bed.
We're nice, bit, right? That's what it is.
Exactly.
Oh, fuck. Because still dead. That kind of reminds me though, because I
Yeah.
was watching this video. You good, bro?
I hope so.
Hope so too.
It's
But
still
yeah,
screwed up.
yeah. I watched this video. I forgot who it was. He brought this idea. Like he's what I assume is like a mental health type of guy,
Mhm.
and he says something along the lines that if you chase these ideas of discipline, you chase these ideas of self love, like having a self love routine, having a discipline routine, you kind of assume things about yourself. Having discipline or chasing discipline assumes that you are a lazy piece of shit, right?
That yeah, because you're trying to find
That's what that
motivation.
right,
That's what it is. You're not seeking
and
discipline. You're finding motivation
and
to
it's
do.
negative
Yeah.
in the way where he compares it to the idea of having a self-love routine,
Hmm.
which if you have a self-love routine, you could assume that it makes you assume that you have self-hate for yourself, right?
Right.
Right. And he also says something about like mental health being this idea that you can't just have routines and then hope things get better. It needs to be natural in some way. Or
I agree.
yeah, right. And that's where he kind of tries to kill this idea of self of discipline. I don't know if I agree with it yet. I just watched it like a few hours ago, actually. But it was just an interesting idea, right? Because it's now that's kind of changed my point of view. It's like I can't force self love
Right.
by having these weird ass routines where I kiss my fucking self, right?
Right.
And I can't force hard
You need to
work.
believe in it.
You need to believe in it, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So as long as you're disciplined, you have to find the purpose.
Exactly.
That's what I'm hearing, right? And so
Right.
discipline is not something to be glorified or anything. It fucking sucks.
Of course.
It fucking sucks.
You
You know,
can you
doing the
cannot
right thing,
romanticize
doing the right thing at
discipline.
the right time. Like, look, even like everyone has their pitfalls.
Yeah.
Not everyone's gonna do the right thing at the right time, unless you're the 1 percentile, the first percent, or the 99th percentile, or whatever the fuck.
Whatever it is, whatever the number is,
Whatever
the
number, like you have to be the rare exception to actually do it all the time. Now that's not the case, right? But it's you have to train yourself for it, and that's why people who make such a big deal about discipline, motivation, right? Like
just commit.
you just do it.
Yeah.
You don't make it like a
Yeah,
buzzword,
you don't get some other guy do it and then you suddenly want to do it. It's just
right?
not.
It's just like that,
And
the meaning behind it, and then it goes to that meaning. Then you can
then you
start,
can have maybe chase those ideas
right?
at least. But then it's kind of like the idea of what I'm thinking is don't have discipline as your final goal, but have it as like a stepping stone to your final goal, right?
Bingo,
Right.
bingo, bingo.
And then
It's a tool in the shed.
Darren,
Really
you
good
kind
tool.
of huffed your puff right there. You're gonna say something about that?
Oh no! It was said right after, so I was like, oh,
Oh,
there
okay,
it goes.
fuck.
Oh,
There it
okay,
goes.
okay, okay,
Did you watch the same video I did?
okay. Who did it?
Huh?
Who did the video?
I forgot. I can actually pull it up. Let's see.
Yeah, yeah. Go through your
Let me
search
see if I could
history.
find this motherfucker. I just know I wrote it
He's got porn
down.
on his phone.
Do I? That sexy, handsome Squidward, bro.
Blasted.
You have issues.
No, I don't. I just have the fucking down. Damn it. Yeah, but yeah, that's why I got really surprised when you brought it up. I'm like, bro, there's no way.
It's just crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things
I
where
didn't watch the video.
You didn't watch.
Yeah,
You
I have
gaslight
no
my
idea what the
ass.
fuck you're talking
You
about.
gaslight my
I
ass.
have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
yeah, I mean, it's an aspect that I like to note.
Yeah.
It's just not something that I would want to push. So that's why I didn't give any pointers. All right, I just gave like little bits, and I was like, oh, maybe I can point you to some resources because
Right.
these guys do that.
Right. Because
Right.
we can't. We're not like that, man. We're not geniuses like
Well, yeah,
that.
we're
Speak for
fucking
yourself.
stupid.
My bad. My bad.
But it's just yeah. You have to have it. You
You
have to
have to
have
have
it.
discipline,
You have to have it. Or no, sorry.
or just kind of like
It would
clearing up what you're trying to say.
like yeah, no, it would you would have to have it in order to not be like sticking with the motivation, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you don't have to rely on
Yeah, you don't have to
motivation,
rely on
so you can
motivation.
have
Simple.
discipline as a second thing. Hmm.
Yeah, it's just a tool.
No, because that point of view that I brought up earlier
Makes
about
you a better
the
person too, but
true. We'll get into that. But yeah, that point of view that I was talking about earlier makes me kind of. Was that your?
That is your phone
I
ringtone.
don't think so.
I don't use Chinese
Rio.
spyware as a phone.
Oh,
that's
you're right.
facts.
Yeah, but because now that we've introduced that idea of like it has to be natural, whatever, right? Um, is there a way that because we know that a lazy form of entrepreneurship can exist. In fact, I might
I'd
even
argue that those are the smarter people.
exactly right. You might even argue that those are the people that are sometimes the most successful because they
Oh,
create the lazy systems that help run the business.
yeah,
And
yeah,
honestly,
yeah,
those are
yeah.
more efficient.
Exactly, right? Exactly. So, would you even say that they have some form of discipline in a way?
Discipline in the sense that they realize that they, like, regardless of how it's done, they have to get it done.
Mm.
That's
Because like that's their life, right? Their life's on the
that's their
line.
life. That's
Bingo,
their life.
bingo. It's the
Okay.
incentive.
The
But
incentive. Ooh, that's interesting.
They have an incentive to actually do the shit.
Right.
So I wouldn't. Would you say that that's discipline?
I'd argue so.
No, because if it's life or death, I would
Because they
say, right?
but you're basically just shutting yourself up and then doing the yeah. I guess in a way that's discipline.
It is discipline, but a more extreme
No, it's just a different type.
of discipline.
I would argue it's a different type.
That's fair.
As long as if it's done, it's done.
If it's done, it's
Yeah.
done, right? But I don't know. Who would you rather follow into hell, Jocko Willink or Bill Gates?
I'd
No,
prefer to stay out of there.
that
Yeah,
depends, right?
I'd
What he
prefer to stay
said,
out
but
of
if
there.
it was a serious hypothetical, if like it's that thing where it's like if it's a war, Jocko Williams,
Oh,
obviously,
100%.
right? But if
100%.
it's a business, I would follow Bill Gates
I'd
any
go to Bill
day.
Nah,
Gates.
I would still go with Jocko
No, I
Willink.
see what your point is, because
Yeah.
like his teamwork ethic and all
No,
that shit.
yeah, because like you'll find the right. Obviously, too many variables, right? But
Right,
like,
right. But
I
I
don't
would
know.
always be mentored by the best guy, which is Bill Gates.
There's just some guys that like I don't sit well with,
That's fair.
or like. Well, no, sorry, I'll take that back. Some guys where I just look at and I'm like,
He's a pussy.
no. Like I look, you put in the work, good job, but I need more, right? Right. So like, I guess it comes with a personality.
Dylan's saying that
now
to
that we're
wheelchair guys.
yeah, now that we're talking about mentors and stuff, right? Or like this hypothetical.
Yeah.
Um, another thing that entrepreneurs should have in their like as a mindset is I'm looking at this from the perspective of like a
He's starting out.
just starting out, especially, and also as a martial artist in general, right?
Ooh.
You should always have a learning mindset, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't
100%.
matter. Look, right? I know you mentioned that, like, okay, it doesn't sit right with you, right? But Bill Gates is one of the richest people on the planet, right?
Oh,
If
without a
he's,
doubt.
yeah, without a doubt. So if he's more successful than the other guy, who would you want to learn more from, right?
I suppose.
Yeah. So I know a lot of people hate controversial people, but regardless, they're not as successful as said person, right? So it doesn't mean that learning from this person means that you have to adapt or like adopt everything that they do. You could pick up things that you know would be helpful to you and
Mm,
then execute it in a way where it might also align with your beliefs.
yeah.
Oh, and yeah. Well, I was speaking more from like a leadership aspect.
Ah, I see.
Yeah,
Right.
because
So
Jocko
so but
Williams is the better
100%.
Will.
No, what you said was spot on because yeah, obviously I'm not gonna learn Microsoft from a guy who fucking has blood under his well, no,
I mean, unless he's
like
really good at
he's
it.
like he's been through some shit. And so I guess from yeah, you definitely need that learning mindset. And I guess we all come from martial art backgrounds?
I do.
You do.
I don't know about guys. I know
I
you
do.
do.
Swords.
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 But you also do kickboxing MMA with
Yeah.
Leon, right?
Yeah,
Okay. So like
But
I've basically lived through all of like my childhood
martial art.
martial arts.
That's fair.
My whole childhood.
That's fair.
And I'm trying to get back into it. Just don't know where but my whole childhood's basically martial arts. So you already have to know discipline, integrity, there's routine,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's all rolled into one. And with the aspect of uh, physical challenge, mental challenge, right?
Right.
Because both physical and mental spheres challenge you,
Exactly.
right? When I challenged you the other day, like like lazy, like a lazy entrepreneur, like physically lazy entrepreneur,
Mm.
like those are because I mean there are them out there.
Yeah. I guess I
You never really do.
remember what I answered, but like what really
Bill
defines
Gates,
lazy lazy?
the opposite of Bill Gates
Right.
would be Mark Zuckerberg because he trains in kick.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
And then Musk is pretty.
I say too, but like,
Sweet John.
but he
Yeah,
doesn't do
yeah,
anything
he was.
physically. Do anything physically, but he's a
Still
fucking
just bigger.
he's gifted, like mentally.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a point where like Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk
Oh,
wanted
actually,
to
they agreed fight in the fucking season in Rome.
Oh, and
They
really?
read?
Yeah, they
What the
agreed.
fuck?
Like location, it'll be held in Rome in Colosseum. I'm like, that's fucking sick as
Sir,
fuck.
No, but I saw a post where it was like, where you basically said, "Oh, Elon's not taking this seriously. So we're gonna hold
I
this
mean,
off."
we'll see.
But is that what it is? Is that standstill?
I'd say it's a standstill,
Okay.
I mean,
but
I'd be
it'd
interested to
be sick
watch.
as fuck. I'd buy
Yeah,
those
that would be a
tickets.
gas
Funny as
fire.
hell.
I'd buy tickets to go
Fly
to
to Rome
Rome,
right now.
watch
It's
the
gonna go
Colosseum.
crazy after that.
Oh, you're right.
Elon Musk did weed on Rogan.
The stock
Joe
went
Rogan.
down,
Stock went down.
went destroyed.
Fucking
I mean, it was
wild,
such
dude.
I'd say that's such a small thing. Let's be honest.
It was a weird thing.
I guess he smoked once. I guess I don't know, dude. I think after that they started giving a bunch of like red
Things were even funnier.
meat. Wait, what memes were there?
You see Elon Musk, like the angry face was like,
Confused
I
on
love that.
on the table cigarette.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, any other main points besides discipline, besides like pushing yourself.
I don't know, Leon. Did you have
Don't
something? I know
forget yourself.
it was mostly myself and Darren, but
Mhm.
did you have something?
I don't know. I have a
Use your research.
what research?
Oh, now you're not.
Leon.
I'm still really laid back about what like
Because you see multiple styles work.
yeah. Like I've worked with people who like, I've seen people do things that I would have never thought would have worked, and then they didn't work. I think that's what entrepreneurship is. It's playing to your strengths and growing your weaknesses and really emphasizing that. Hopefully, you get a good product out of it. That's kind of what you're doing at the end of the day.
So I guess where would the strengths be applicable, and what are the strengths?
The most common strength I would say is some form of what's it called?
Speaking.
Not obviously. Well, not even then. Some people don't even they're not in that speaking whatever.
Like articulate, but like
Yeah, they're
also
not
have a vision.
articulate. They're like goofy like me. You know what I mean? They don't know what the fuck they're about, but they could definitely make a business.
We're all fucking idiots pretending to know stuff.
So
I'm
this
just
shit.
saying.
I'm
I'm just saying.
I'm kind of.
I am in this shit. No,
Wait, so what is strength?
yeah, that's what I was gonna get into. It's like something push. right? Having
Oh, they're like there's like a gusto. Like they're like
in a way, it's
they're
like
like yeah
whatever. Yeah.
it's
I didn't.
motivating.
I don't want to use the word motivated.
They're trying
Yeah,
to prove
Exactly. Exactly.
to be
okay.
That's
themselves, right?
exactly what it's right. And that might be that might be fucking bad diet or some shit, something about it. Fuck. But yeah, they got like they have some motivate and because of it they do it. I've never seen that skills vary.
Yeah,
Like
skills.
skills vary, right? There's exactly
Yeah.
like people do. And people do social media. People do YouTube. People do fucking tech stuff.
Porn.
Porn. Only
So
and what? Yeah, and even people, a lot of them can be successful. You know what I mean? I've never seen something like I would say I've seen any other common um skill everyone had. I'm sure there are some, like speaking is a really important one. Like there are skills that make things easier for you as an entrepreneur, somebody who owns a business.
okay.
I don't want to say something like, "Oh, you don't have to have it." I would highly recommend you have it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing in like sales, right? People assume a general misconception in like in a career like sales that, oh, you just have to be sorry, no, you have to be an expert in sales,
Oh,
right?
that weird one.
Truth be told, right?
Intro.
You do that shit too. You just need to know how to speak, need to know how to call leads properly and all of that.
Also, because you just brought that up.
So would you say that that's like more technique or like a sort of deal? Like just know your way.
Know your way
Yeah,
around,
most
yeah.
definitely.
Okay, know your around
Like
like
you
the
always like
steps
Yeah,
if there are.
sure being like, helps,
Uh-huh.
right?
yeah.
But it doesn't really matter. No, regardless,
I'm sure it does in a
yeah.
way where it tells you
But it's
how,
everything.
yeah,
It's not everything.
Mm.
like it tells you how you can play the game. 'Cause being an introvert and extrovert, your pros and cons, right?
Mhm.
Just pros and pros. But I know because you just brought up like sales, you should know how to speak and all that. Going back to my other point, I don't want to make it seem like I'm saying that if you're pursuing a career or like sales, I'm not saying that you don't need particular skills because obviously in some careers you're going to need specific skills. Sales, you're going to need to know how to talk. It's just what it is. But even then, in modern sales, I think you can opt out in the talking, right? There's marketing now.
It depends on what kind of sales.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
Like,
digital marketing
yeah,
now.
there's digital marketing and shit. Like, I mean, well, marketing isn't sales.
Oh, I guess. I mean, in a
Like
way,
sales in the sense
they
that
right?
sales in the yeah, they do overlap. Middle grounds to all this stuff
Yeah.
because regardless,
General idea is
it
get
falls.
people to come
Yeah,
over and buy
it
shit.
falls, yeah. General idea is that, right? Um, I'd say that I'm talking sales where you're in a room, maybe with people,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, you're
And you're trying to speak. Maybe you're trying to make a deal between this company, and some company, or maybe it could just be door to door.
right.
It could just be fucking between, or just for your fucking marketing.
Your sales for
Try,
the marketing,
just a marketing firm, services of said firm to some dude with a business.
which is funny
Yeah.
as fuck.
So
Yeah.
like
Okay.
sales is great. Like sales is also very
Yeah.
applicable in your real life. Like you get to know how to adapt to situations,
Yeah.
let's say. Especially social situations.
Yeah, back to what I was saying though, because like it doesn't seem like you have a particular path you wanted to take. You don't need any skills. You could just go straight. Like what I originally wanted to say
Just learn
was,
the skills.
you just yeah, right. It's like you don't think I don't think you need as many skills as a lot of people advertise that you need.
No, you know.
Right.
Just outsource.
Oh yeah, that's also a big thing in the game now. Outsourcing is such a big fucking
Outsource
deal.
or learn yourself.
It
I
is
mean,
such a big fucking deal, man.
well, I mean, you don't have to have those skills, but starting off,
It'd be nice.
Nice to have.
nice to
Yeah,
have,
yeah, I
So
guess.
you don't need to rely on anyone else except for
or
yourself.
like
Okay. Yeah. You're an uber fucking genius as much as you can, right?
Yeah.
Collect those skills like Pokemons, bro.
Oh yeah.
Oh, most definitely.
Like that's
Yeah.
best case scenario. If you're like a learning genius, you fucking
I wish I had those.
dude. Just whenever you squint your eyes, they're only
Hours in the day.
yeah.
You need to cut your sleep schedule by at least half.
Oh my god, I should get so follow that rule. I get fucking terrified. It's like, how do you? It's so like weird because it's like
Only if you're sleeping about like I don't know 14 hours a day.
okay, yeah. Then you're
Definitely
fucking
cut
by
cut
7,
that shit in half.
minus that shit by 7, bro.
Even 12.
Maybe
12.
make it easier for you.
Yeah. How people will sleep. People sleep 12
I don't
like
know.
this. It's not that hard.
My advice is so weird. I'd assume it. Wait, the reason why you said that seems like this, like mindset. The no, the grind set. Is that what it is?
Sorry, can you say that again?
Grind set.
For thinking come from
From
the grind set.
When you said like
The grind
cut your
set?
sleep in half.
Am I sleeping? No, I just said cut your sleep in half.
Oh no,
Because
that's
I'm
no,
assuming
that's what
no, it doesn't come from the.
the
It
bad
doesn't come from the fucking.
motivation. Whatever.
It doesn't come from the grind set. It's just that I think that you need.
Whatever, bro.
You're not working hard
Okay.
enough.
But yeah, but when I originally heard that, I heard that from Andrew Tate. That's why.
You know he was joking, right?
I joking, but some people take that seriously. I don't like that.
No, no.
It's weird. I hope so.
I hope that people who sleep 12
Yeah,
hours
'cause-
do.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, I
sleep your
believe-
8 hours, you weirdos.
Yeah, I believe that was just like immediately after Tristan Tate. Just,
Yeah.
I don't sleep any hours. Actually.
Okay. Sleeping's for pussies.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, I hope so.
Sleep is for the weak.
'Cause holy crap, if you're genuinely not fucking sleeping, you're weird. Actually, there are a few.
There's some people who actually have like a specific gene. That's like a small percentage of people in the world.
I've heard of it.
Really?
Yeah, where like you just only need like maybe 2 hours of sleep.
Oh
a night.
hell
2 to
no!
4 and you're just
Oh
Before
hell
you're
no! How do you
set.
do that?
But that's like super rare.
That's a
Yeah.
genetic condition though.
You know,
so-
because I was working with somebody, one of the people I was trying to do social media management for. They're exactly like that. I meet them with the next fucking day, like huge fucking eye bags.
No. They're
Or is
just
it? No, they're just crazy.
They're
That's
just
just
crazy.
That guy's just
Crazy.
crazy.
Okay.
The people we're talking about.
He's just coked out on either cocaine or caffeine.
No, because he was like, I didn't fucking sleep the other night.
You know,
So he just didn't.
He's constantly.
Leon, the
Yeah, what's up?
podcast that
Jeez.
we did, the one where I'm in a blue tie and like a red shirt, right? That one?
The one yesterday.
Yeah, the one yesterday. I slept for like maybe 2 hours tops in
You're
the la-
fucking
in the- in
crazy.
those 2 days.
You're crazy, bro.
Yeah.
This is what
Yeah,
Yeah, this is why
One can confirm.
the voices that are coming in, dude.
What the fuck? Yeah, I don't know. I think topic of entrepreneurship set though. Like, what do you guys think about the modern version of it? Because we have so many, I think, different point of views. I think, but like the main one is the one that you were talking about, Dylan. The grind set, work hard, discipline, fucking now do the thing.
That's only applicable for so many people, right? Like only people
Would you,
need
would
that
you
best-
say that the majority of people need it, and that's
Um,
why so many people are following it right now?
So typically, the people that do I've watched have espoused these principles, usually in a context of it can be applicable anywhere. It doesn't have to be an entrepreneurial setting.
Yeah.
Just even if you work a 9 to 5 job, like
Yeah, I
just
guess
at
that.
least make yourself a fucking weapon. You know, like at least in the sense that you can be you're still applicable and it's still relevant to yourself and
But-
who you are.
I'd ask this
By-
then though,
yeah.
because would you think that people only say that, or the people who preach it only say that because they assume that the person watching is from absolutely zero?
I'd say so, yeah.
You think so?
Because
Videos where there are, but I mean, I've seen some completely unmotivated motherfuckers where they really need that,
Those are the people.
but they're completely unsalvageable. There's no way where you
I would
can.
say that they're completely unsalvageable. Like they themselves need to see it for themselves. that
Yeah.
they need this.
Because at the end of the day, you can't have some random guru on the internet, like do everything for you.
Because
Exactly.
you yourself
No, that's fair.
you
don't.
believe it.
Yeah, I mean, you
Right.
can't like either way.
Yeah. So like, but I mean, like, this is from what I'm seeing, man. Like, it's just
Dipshits.
a lot of people that
No,
there's
okay, fine.
no way to get to.
Mm,
Yeah. Look, that's not to say that there are ways through to them, but there are not a lot of conventional ways,
all right.
I mean,
or even like some creative
Takes
ways.
yeah,
some takes more than a right hook.
I
Right.
think that it should be our responsibility to try them up. I mean, if there's someone who you did care about, then maybe there's a certain extent where you can go a little further than most.
Yeah.
But then there's obviously everyone has that
Always the
point,
hardest
right?
part.
That's the
Always
hardest
the
part.
hardest part.
But at the end of the day, you can't help someone who can't. Sorry, you cannot help someone who doesn't even want to help themselves.
Exactly.
Like they themselves need to see that okay, that they're like the life that they're living right now isn't fucking healthy, right? And sometimes discipline isn't even the problem. It could just be like a lot of internal factors for them, right?
That's fair. I
I'd,
actually agree with that.
I'd
Yeah.
say so
I
because like
no, 100%. But I'm saying that you can, if you would excuse me
Yeah, go
here,
for
like
it,
just
man.
like override that with a certain level of discipline. Like I know people who live harder lives than most and still stick it through
but
because of their level of don't be a bitch.
like here's the thing. It depends on what their background is. If their entire background was, oh, I'm a spoiled or semi-spoiled motherfucker, hardly know any kind of hardship, and then all of a sudden it's just blasting. Right now, what they're going through, right, is going to decide whether or not they're going to keep staying like that or they're going to change.
Yeah.
And what we do might be able to, what we tell them, right, might be able to push them towards the path that we went down, or they're just going to filter everything out and just listen what their internal voice is
Be
saying.
victim.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. For that,
You can't
Can't do
not
you
do much
cannot.
about it.
like
Yeah.
you can
Well,
try
wait,
to
hold
help,
on.
but like there's a point where
You can. No, you can. It's
Oh.
just it's super hard.
Oh, right, right.
yeah,
It's impossible,
because
right?
Nothing's
because
impossible. No, no,
everybody's
and
yeah.
that's a corny ass answer, but it really is
That's
because
fair.
I've never dealt with it, so I'm not
Yeah. Everyone's inherently selfish, so like
right.
it's just that
Yeah.
there's a cutting off point, and that's what makes it so hard. I agree.
Hmm. But like, if you guys were in that position where you have a friend that you really want to get out of the rut, right, and it's completely hopeless, what would be your first step if that's the case, Darren?
Well, I'm fucking insane.
Okay.
So here's what I'm going to do. Right.
Shit. Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So let me explain this. So I pulled a lot of people out from the mud, right?
By beating the shit out of
Well,
them.
kind of like that.
Wait, what?
So I pulled these fuckers out of the trenches of fucking depression, or like quote depression, right? I pulled them out of that, right? They're in places in their lives where I don't do. I like they genuinely don't know what to do, right? And they're different shit, but they want to be better, but they don't know how to start,
That's fair.
right? Or maybe they're just a piece of shit and they
No,
don't even like they haven't even thought of trying to be better. So I'm the type of asshole to see someone like that who doesn't even want to help themselves and then force them to start thinking to help themselves. And so what I do is very, very unconventional, and
How the fuck
it's
do you
like
even
I might
do
need.
that?
well, it's
I
like
want to
this.
listen to
Here's
this.
what I
Okay.
do. So let's do this. Quan Jing, right?
One.
Quan Jing. Let's say it's like the 2020 era. Right? Quan Jing is addicted to jerking off. Doesn't go to the gym. He's fat as fuck. Right?
Sure.
And all his games, and he doesn't know how to talk to bitches. Sorry, women. He doesn't know how to talk to women. He doesn't know how to talk to women.
Awesome.
Right? And his
We
idea.
love.
Yeah, I'm not misogynist, I swear.
No comments.
His idea of hitting on someone is playing fucking I don't know Valorant or Minecraft, or maybe it's like slightly better where you have to eat.
I'm good.
What the fuck?
I'm sorry.
And his idea of taking a woman out is, let's go to a restaurant, except I'm not even gonna speak, and I'm just gonna be on my phone the whole fucking time while you're sitting across from me, right?
Oh, I fucking hate that.
I
Dude.
hate that
I'm
shit so
sorry.
fucking much.
Oh
Anyways, we'll
man.
get into that after. So, and then I see this guy, and I'm like, wow, he looks like a bitch. He looks like his life sucks. Here's what I'm gonna
No,
do.
what was the reviews whenever you see somebody else?
I think.
Oh yeah, that's well.
I think slur.
It's a slur for
Slur forgave you.
I didn't.
bitch to refer to all women. So I don't know if you can pick yourself up from here, Dan.
I thought. I thought it was.
What? The
Oh, yeah,
stick
you
is
can
for
use stick,
Asians,
yeah.
dude.
I
I
guess.
use it for everyone.
Yeah.
Fucking shit.
Everyone has a little chink in them.
Yeah, a little bit. A
When
little
I get
bit.
rid of it.
Anyways, so I see this kind of person. I'm like, I need to help fix you, right?
Oh.
You fix her.
Yeah, because like you can't just let some of these people just walking around pretending that's okay, right? You can't. So what I want, Jing,
Oh wait, actually, why isn't it okay though?
because I think it's just absolutely sad to
Is,
see that
is he
our
content?
Hmm?
If the person's content,
But the
why
person's
is
content. Oh, I don't give a fuck if they're content.
no? But I mean,
Because
okay.
They can't. Then they wouldn't want to help
Yeah,
themselves.
exactly. 'Cause see, this is the thing.
That's the
This is
point.
the example of a guy who doesn't help himself.
Yeah.
Right? So, and I'm talking about, and I just told you that I'm the type of asshole to.
Oh, it doesn't fucking matter,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Okay,
It doesn't
okay.
fucking matter.
That's
Because look, if you think so, okay, cut your fucking toenails and then proceed to eat it, right? Look, if you see someone like that walking around in public, just pretending that it's okay, would you let them continue to do so?
I guess I can't do much about it.
Exactly. Well, you can't because you're thinking conventionally, right? No. So here's what I do for someone like Quan Jing, right? Not someone who eats their toenails. Someone for so that hypothetical I just described,
Yeah.
right? Here's what I do. I would first befriend them, right? One is befriend Quan Jing. Maybe he doesn't even want to be befriended, right? But guys are guys. They become friends with each other really easily.
Mhm.
I mean, like the real Quan actually. Actually, no, not
They
even
have
the
no
real
idea who the
How-
fuck Quan is.
he's dead. So how I befriended Leon, everybody, right? So here's how I befriended Leon. Freshman year of high school,
I
we've
remember this.
never spoken to each other.
You don't remember it?
And I saw this short ass motherfucker. I was short too, but I was slightly taller.
He was shorter than me.
I was shorter than him. So I was not slightly taller. That was a lie. But I saw this sized Asian dude, right, in the locker room, and my first idea was, let's sexually, but like this. Wait, no, I didn't sexually.
No. Was
No,
it the
no.
bike thing
No,
first?
that's not the thing. No. Okay, I threatened.
That's what it was.
Yes, that's what it was. And for some reason, his Henry,
Go Henry.
Henry was like, "You too?" I'm like,
Hey.
and so then it turned into Henry pinning him into the corner and me trying to pull down his pants. So,
Shoes.
so
There's another guy who fucking whispered in my ear that day. He wanted these ears.
that was
Justin?
not-
No,
that was
it was
Justin.
not me. It was just another kid.
Who's the other kid?
Random kid. Like,
I think it was
was it Joseph?
Joseph.
Oh, fuck. I have
Anyway,
no
so
idea.
back to the point, right? Because it was like I think people have seen like this fucking these TikTok videos or just YouTube videos or fucking Instagram reels, right? Of just this skit of two classmates never speak a word and they just nod, and then it just evolves from there,
Yeah.
right, into an actual friendship.
Right.
Like guys become so step number one is befriend.
Tell me about it.
Okay, so step number one is befriend the fucker.
Yeah.
Step number two is start hanging out with the guy. What the fuck is? You're not gonna come on them.
I never said
You were
that.
about to. You're sexually assault. That's all I heard. I was like, oh, Darren's gotta do some shit.
Where's the X-Men?
Freaking Leon.
Okay, so step
Huh.
number two is fucking hang out with this guy a lot, right?
Exactly.
Like show him how
I'm used to.
get him used to you, right? Like yeah, get him used to you. Like soften him up. Like prepare
Shit.
Prepare
balls.
him.
Hold on. This is where we get to introduce Michael. Michael, Michael, we
Michael,
have an
Michael,
issue.
We don't need Michael. Michael.
Can you
Michael.
plug this in? Can you plug this in?
No.
Fuck. Where is it? I can't see. Why is it so dark in
I don't
here?
even know how to do this.
Wait. Wait. There you go.
There we go.
Ah,
Yeah, we
Okay.
got it.
never mind, Michael. My fault.
Thank you,
job.
Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
I appreciate it,
We
Michael.
appreciate
Oh,
it.
dude, Michael's a fucking G.
I
Dude.
know, right? Michael's so
Shout
fucking
out to
sick.
Michael.
Michael's
Fuck
sick,
it.
bro.
Okay, so soften him up, get him ready for what's about to come.
I'm telling you, bro.
You make it too easy.
You come.
So someone I do for Quan doesn't work out, fat as fuck, right? Fucking low self-esteem, doesn't know how to talk to bitches, right? Shit, fucking women, doesn't know how to talk to women. Someone's gonna take this clip out of context and say,
Come.
yeah, shit.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Come.
fucking.
Come.
So step number 1 is
Be friends with him.
befriend him. Step number 2 is get him
Get him
ready.
used to you.
Yeah,
Get him ready.
Yeah, get him
Get him
used
ready
to
for
you.
what?
Hang
him
out
ready.
with him.
Get him soft.
Step number 3 is get invited into his home. Right?
That's a weird one, but okay. I can
Yeah,
see
yeah.
that. I can see
So from there,
That's like, isn't that still correlated with step 2 though? Like, get used to him.
no, because like at that point you're just hanging out.
that. You're breaking barriers.
You're breaking barriers, right? Step number 3
You're lighting
is
candles in the room. You're dimming the lights.
yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so step number 3 is get invited to his home, get real fucking friendly with his parents, make the best fucking impression you can, right? Because these parents need to know that, oh, so he has friends, and this friend might be a good influence on him. So now this friend can start coming over more often than others, right? Basically, try and get treated as another form of family.
Yeah.
So you're almost living with this guy, because the goal that you're trying to do is implant in their mind that you're like an older brother
You're the
kind of
big
figure,
bro.
or like an
You're the
older
winner.
cousin kind of figure, right?
Yeah.
That's the goal. Because a lot of these people are missing in their lives that kind of figure where they need someone to tell them, hey, get off your ass, right? Stop being a bitch. Time to start moving. Here's why you gotta do it. It's like be someone who gives them good advice, like valuable advice. Maybe the advice that you have isn't the best, but it's better than wherever the fuck he's having, right?
Sure.
Or he's using, or he's thinking, right? So now you start taking him to the gym and shit. You start showing him how to actually have fun. Like, okay, maybe he's an introvert or something, but here's how I fix people with social anxiety and or people who are just introverts. Using an analogy like this, right? I drag them out into deep waters, and then I drown them until they could breathe underwater.
His hand motions were very smooth when he did that.
What's that
Very
mean?
choreographed. Like the way
Yeah.
it was so.
Yeah.
It was like
So
it was like water.
yeah. So basically,
Yeah,
right?
literally, he's drowning him.
Oh yeah.
So mentally, I'm drowning him. So until he's get used to the way I force him to evolve, right? So, oh, you have social anxiety. You're too scared to talk to people.
Talk to people.
So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to drive you out fucking 4 hours away from your fucking house, and there's no way for you to come back home because you just hitched a ride with me, right? And then I basically threaten him that either I'm going to kill him or that I'm just going to abandon him here, right? And I'm just going to abandon him there until he talks with people. Like,
Is this legal?
probably not,
Okay.
but we're friends.
Should I bleep that out?
No,
No. All right.
yeah, I'm being
There's
serious.
a lot of talk about killing people. We
I'm
might
I'm not
have
actually
to.
going to kill them.
A little
you
bit
know?
murderous, eh?
I'm not actually going to kill them, but
Out of
basically the,
context
the
clip
whole
number
the whole
2.
the whole goal is to just get them used to speaking with people, right? Like,
Right.
I'm not going to let you leave this place until you ask out 10 fucking women, or I'm not going to let you leave this place until you randomly introduce yourself to some random fucking guy with some fucking goofy ass accent.
Even after they throw up.
Who?
Even after the person throws up.
Who throws up?
Because you're talking about a social anxiety person, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah. I don't give a fuck if you throw up. Like,
Okay.
I'm gonna force you to do it.
So this is like you got to do no matter what the fuck.
Exactly. So
it's
this
okay.
gets into the right headspace of like, I have to do it.
Okay.
It's like I just have to do it.
It's a necessity. Okay.
Yeah, you could obviously do what I'm doing in a negative way, but in
Is
my
that-
eyes, this is positive, right?
I can see where you're getting at.
Yeah. So sometimes what I do for some of my friends,
It's a
right?
little extreme though.
It's sometimes you just have to do it.
I guess so.
Yeah. I mean, look, if they cut me off, okay,
That's fair.
that's fair.
At least
Fair
you
game.
tried.
Like I'm fucking schizo,
Yeah.
so I don't blame you. But is it gonna affect me? No.
And so that's how you approach like these sort of unmotivated
Yeah, exactly. I
individuals.
approach them in the sense of like
Yeah.
I'm here.
Unmotivated.
Yeah, yeah. Like I approach these kind of quote unquote helpless people where I think that I'm valuable to you, right? And you're not really valuable to me. I'm doing this because in a way I care for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously what I'm doing could be considered toxic or it could be seen in a good way. But regardless, it's just like I will force you if you say that you have social anxiety, Leon,
Yeah.
I will kidnap you, right?
No, you won't.
I'll get friends to kidnap you. It's okay.
No, you
It's
won't.
okay. No, it's okay, Leon.
Don't speak too
You
soon,
won't.
man. The
Yeah,
way
don't.
that he's using the
No,
words and
you
all the
won't.
I'll
hand
kidnap
motions, you
you.
gotta be
No, you
careful,
won't.
Leon.
First of all, you shouldn't be telling me that.
Trust me, you'll be into it.
Oh wait.
Wait.
Strange.
Trust me. Like
Rape.
what's gonna happen is here's how I'd kidnap you, right?
No, let's not
So
talk about Continue on your
okay,
point.
so basically what I do is I'd kidnap them and then force them to do some random shit. Like let's say this.
It's
Let's
it's
say that you do get kidnapped by me, right?
sure,
And you say that you have social anxiety.
sure,
What's gonna happen is I'm gonna drive you out 4 hours away or something like that, really far
sure,
away. You have no other way of coming back home,
sure.
right? And I'm gonna give you tasks like before you even get to leave. So
Sure.
some of these is where I'd have them do something fucking stupid, right? Where
Jump
it's just
off the cliff.
well, not that. I mean, maybe, but like
Wait, what?
it's just like
Get a Vice Hassle?
let's say that Dylan over there is some complete random guy. He's this just serious looking guy, and I'm going to tell you that you need to pretend to be an Asian dude with a super thick country accent.
Oh.
And then you're going to introduce yourself to Dylan, pretending that you're a tourist asking for directions.
What isn't that kind of like what school is for though?
I mean, these people won't do that
I mean, yeah, but how come we have to go to the
because
extremes?
if you don't go far away, then they can just leave.
Wait, right.
They
Right.
could just like, okay, I'll just walk home. It's a 30-minute walk. If I
We're
drive 4 hours away,
gonna walk.
you're what? You're a fucking
Wait, what do
you're
you mean
gonna.
people can do this at school?
Huh? No, because like
I mean, like you could easily do this at school,
what I
right?
was thinking
Right.
is like the general
Yeah,
idea um of school, because this is what
is to make friends.
is to make friends,
Right,
right?
but like I mean, as
But
you
like,
know, right? They're groups.
yeah, exactly. There's
Right.
groups and
You
cliques, and
don't
then
you
Right.
don't you don't really venture and
these
eat.
people
Yeah,
don't really do this, right?
exactly.
So which is why you have to put them into an extreme situation, right? Put it in their mind,
So now they have to.
yes, because people will act differently when they're put under pressure, like a lot of pressure. I'm not talking like peer pressure is nothing. I'm telling you, right? But like extreme pressure of like, oh shit, this guy's fucking crazy. He's genuinely not gonna take me home unless I do this, right?
Right.
So
Yeah, because self
yeah,
agency is the target here.
yeah. So the
You
goal,
can't be with a clique
yeah,
and
the goal
attack you.
is to literally just if you have a problem, then I'm going to put you into an extreme situation where fixing like forcing you to fix said problem is the only way out,
Hmm.
right? Okay, well, obviously, if they're crippled, then I'm not gonna do
You
that.
make them
But
walk.
yeah, well, yeah, I'm gonna set your fucking shoe on fire. Walk.
Move, asshole. Move. Go,
Yeah,
go, 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 go.
yeah. So I'm not gonna do something like that, right? But it's just like the more social things, like the more mental things, right? I will force you to fix those problems until you're used to it. Until oh wow, it's so much easier being this kind of person, and I feel better about myself than what I was,
That's
right?
fair.
It's also the same thing as when people try to like people on their own, right? Like let's say like they don't have someone as schizophrenic as I am, right? Let's just say that they're on their own, and these people are reading books or some shit like I don't know, but
Yeah.
then they come up with the idea of yeah, I need to fix myself, but I don't know where to start. Step number one for them is pretend to be the kind of person that they want to be, and then
You
adopt.
wouldn't have to force that person though,
No,
right?
no,
Like
no. You wouldn't have to force
he
this
has
person
the
because
general
this person's
idea.
already willing,
Right,
right? But let's say that you don't know where to start, right? And my advice to those kind of people is pretend to be the person that you want to be, right? And
yeah.
then begin adopting those kind of behaviors, right? That this kind of person would have. So, what would someone who's trying to work on communication or like some okay, look, let's say that you have communication issues, right? How would I fix that? Like if communication is my strong suit and I'm not really that's me. And
Oh.
as that was my phone notification. So, um how would I fix that? Right? Well, I want to be someone who has good communication. So if someone asks me something, let's say I'm afraid of conflict, right? Let's say that someone is confronting me about something, right? Instead of just going, okay, okay, or just not responding or just ghosting them, right? As someone who is good with communication, right, and isn't a fucking bitch, you're gonna be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna fucking respond back to this person. Or you're afraid to tell someone something. Fuck it. I'm gonna tell this person.
Mhm.
Now let's say that, you want to be a person who's more healthy in their life, right? Okay, I'm gonna start working out. Maybe you can't go there, then fucking you're gonna start fucking running in the neighborhood or you start doing fucking calisthenics. It doesn't matter. You're gonna fake it until you make it in this kind of case, right?
That's
In
fair.
this case. So my goal for someone who is helpless, right, and isn't doing that, right, and isn't taking that step to help themselves, right, is to force them into a state where they're actually helping themselves. Like sometimes you have to take drastic measures. I mean,
Yeah.
like how I do it is is a little extreme,
Yeah.
yeah. But regardless, right, I'm doing it because I care about this
It
person,
works.
and yeah,
Yeah.
and even and if they do decide, like, you know what, I can't do it, I won't do it, right? Then obviously, then I will take them back home because that's
Yeah.
illegal if I don't, and that's
Is
also fucked
wait,
up.
so there is a point of giving up for you
There is a
though.
point of giving, yeah, there is a point of
Like you
giving up
wouldn't
for them.
keep them there
Yeah,
for
I
the
wouldn't
next
keep
day.
them for the next day. I mean, like, it depends. Like,
Yeah.
if we're on the trip, then, oh, by all means, I'm keeping you until the end of the fucking
Fuck
trip.
you, buddy.
Yeah, but like, if it's just like a day thing where it's like, hey,
Yeah.
we're gonna do this, then obviously there's a point where like, yeah, I need to go home too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't look, I'm a little shocked if my extreme methods don't work because my success rate, I'd argue, is 98%.
That's
But
fair.
are you dealing with like I guess ignoramuses
No, because a lot of times these people are like it's not like they want to be in the position they
Like,
are,
look,
right?
these people already know
that they
that
need to get out?
they need to get out of
Yeah.
this.
Okay, well then
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Like
that
everyone,
Yeah.
works.
look,
Yeah,
look.
yeah, yeah.
Everyone already know. Like, if they're having that kind of lifestyle, everyone already knows
Yeah.
that where they are right now isn't the best version of
Sucks
themselves.
fucking dick.
Okay.
Isn't them, right?
It's weird because a lot of the modern people nowadays. I keep using that word.
Everyone's lost.
Yeah, well,
Everyone's
not
lost.
necessarily lost. They just want to be convinced to be
Look,
doing the right
yeah.
thing.
Also, another thing, right? Is another thing about this is that people, because they hate themselves, right? And I argue this that everyone at some point has hated themselves, and so they'll go out and start seeking attention and validation from others, right? And so
Right.
that's when they begin to lose themselves, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
like maybe they never actually knew who they were,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so they're hoping that, okay, so maybe if I start catering to 8 different kind of groups of people and they all like me, then
I'll be okay
maybe
again.
I'll be okay. Like
I'll
maybe
be
maybe I
whole.
am okay, right?
Mm.
But then you take that all away. What do you have?
Nothing.
I
Nothing.
got shit.
You have nothing. And you are no one without anyone else, right? The problem with today's people is that they don't know how to handle being lonely or like independent of themselves, right? Because
I mean, like, who can? Oh, let's be real. Like,
like
humans
like
are
Well, lonely
social
in what sense?
humans are social by themselves, but
Exactly.
Yeah, you gotta
it's
clarify.
always good to learn how to be lonely. It's always
Like, what do you mean by that? I don't understand.
because you're not always going to be with someone,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
And sometimes when you're put in a room by yourself, right, you start talking to yourself and shit like
Oh,
that.
That's where your schizo comes
that's
in.
where your
That is
schizo.
exactly where your schizo
I'm
comes
just kidding.
in.
I get what you mean.
No, yeah.
No,
Like
but like,
you start having a conversation
isn't
with yourself.
I don't think that's necessarily like hating being alone. That's
No, you hate yourself because you realize
that's
that
you
like
hating yourself.
exactly no, because people hate themselves in this shit.
Exactly. So
Everyone fucking hates themselves.
so it's not necessarily a situation where like you need to be alone more often.
No,
It's
it's
more of
just
like you gotta stop
like
hating
you
yourself.
gotta stop hating yourself. And
Yeah.
like and how do you stop hating yourself? You become something that you'd be proud of. You need to make
Mm.
yourself proud
Now I'm
before no, look,
okay.
look.
Yeah,
You need to
continue.
make yourself proud before you make others proud.
Okay, here's this
That's
thing.
true.
When are you proud? When are you finally proud?
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah.
Make small
No,
goals
no,
for
no,
yourself.
no. Here's the thing. Every small thing you're slightly more proud.
Hmm.
But then there's never going to be a point where you're fully proud of yourself.
Just look back and see the progress
You
that you
can do
made.
that as
Yeah,
much as you
exactly.
can.
Here's the thing, right?
No, it's because you guys are coming from
Yeah,
different
not
trains of
yeah,
thoughts
Is
here.
that what it
not
is?
everything, not everything has to be, oh, there has to be an end goal for this, right?
Yeah.
Because there is no fucking end goal for this.
Exactly. That's what
There
I'm
is there
saying.
is no end goal. But
That's what I'm saying.
what makes you feel better about yourself is the fact that 2 years ago I was nothing.
Here, let me
Two
ask you
years from
this then.
now, I've made a shit ton
Are
of
you
progress.
trying to make yourself feel better, or are you trying to genuinely stop hating yourself?
It's both.
No, you want to pick one. I promise you that.
No, it's both. Because
Because
look,
yeah, go for it, go
it's
for it.
both. Because I mean, I think what you're thinking is by feel better, as in like, oh, it's like a temporary kind of thing.
Because it is,
Yeah. Or genuinely stop hating yourself is more of a permanent thing. But
of
at the
course.
end of the day, not hating yourself or hating yourself is going to happen at some point in time, right? It's
Exactly.
going to happen at some point. Like these aren't permanent solutions.
I would
None
hope
of these are
so.
permanent solutions, right?
I think
Because
there is a permanent solution, though. Of course, we don't know what it
we don't know what it
is.
is. Like again, like we haven't reached that point.
Yeah,
But I'm just saying that if you were to just do these little things and not like yet okay, I know you
yeah.
argue that doing these routines, right, wouldn't
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah,
really
yeah,
help you, right?
yeah, yeah.
But this you're putting this in the mind of someone who is
Yeah.
believing in this, right?
Sure,
Because they hate themselves, right?
sure.
And when they're by themselves, they realize like, wow, I'm a piece of shit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like when you're alone by yourself, like do you ever just like think to yourself and just wonder like, what the fuck am I doing?
Well, there's a point. Yeah,
Yeah, there's a
of
point, right?
course,
And so how you fix that is by step number one is address the problem,
of
right?
course.
Recognize the problem.
Recognize the
Step
problem.
number two is take some sort of action on that problem.
Well,
And when you said that feeling better or just stop genuinely hate yourself,
yeah.
right? Feeling better you can feel better by doing a lot of things that are bad for you.
Why don't you just acknowledge that there wasn't a problem in the first place?
No, there's some problems
Like
that
how?
are definitely there.
Why? Let's do this then. Why would someone hate themselves?
Lack of purpose.
And
Wait, like a what?
lack of
Lack of purpose.
purpose.
Number one is lack of purpose.
So if you find purpose, you're happy.
Yes.
Yes, I'd say so. I'd say
Of course
so.
not.
Why? Because
Because purpose is endless. You can't be happy because of endless.
No, if you know, it's not endless. It's
Of course it is.
no, it's.
no, it's
I would
'cause
argue that
look, right?
the
Having
One
a
at a
shittier the
time.
purpose,
One at
purpose,
a time. Dylan, go first.
the shittier the purpose, then yeah, the more endless it is. But the more finite the purpose, the better it is.
Then
no,
what
look,
would be a finite purpose?
I mean, some like for the religious, right?
Yeah.
Glorify God in everything that you do.
Hmm.
Finite.
Sure.
Everything you do, glorify God.
Sure.
That's finite.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's a really good purpose
Okay.
because it's everything that you do, you glorify God. Simple.
Okay. And that will
And it's ongoing until your last breath.
and that will stop you from hating yourself.
Yes.
Really?
I'm not. I mean,
Yes.
yeah, I'd say so because a lot of these people who do hate themselves, they turn to religion, especially like
I hope
Christianity.
so. Yeah.
And what happens is that, and I believe in the Bible it says that like oh, what you're feeling alone, well, Jesus is always with you and stuff
Sure.
like
I'm
that,
sure.
right? Like they really learn how to start forgiving themselves for stuff that they do.
Ah, that's what it is. So it's not necessarily God, or not necessarily following a religion, but forgiveness of self, a letting go of a
I
past
mean,
problem.
so here's how a Christian would put it, right? It's
Go for
like
it.
God is very forgiving, right? As long as you repent.
Mm-hmm.
But there are formal measures.
Yeah,
to
there are formal
Sure.
measures to
Yeah,
it, right?
there
Of
can be
course.
formal
Yeah,
measures.
there are,
Yeah.
yeah.
Of course.
But here's the thing, right? Doing like some sort of everyday sin, like like that one guy who said shrimp is eating shrimp is a sin or something like
Was
that.
that?
Like you eat that shrimp, it's fine. But like as long as if you somewhat repent, I'm not saying like that's something I agree with in terms of something being a sin.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But it's whatever. But I'm using this as an example, right?
Yeah.
Now, let's say that this guy feels genuinely bad about eating that piece of fucking shrimp,
Sure.
right? And he just like asks God to forgive him, right? And God does forgive him.
Sure.
But this guy still feels like shit. But God says, if like, even though I've forgiven you and you still feel like shit and you're still beating yourself over it, what makes you think that you should have a higher standard of yourself than I have for you?
Now I'm kind of confused. How does this tie back to hating yourself?
Because some people will constantly blame themselves for everything
Mm.
and they will hate themselves for it.
And do you think that that will suddenly stop them from blaming themselves?
No, it won't stop them.
Of course.
Regardless, like at least now there's a way, there's a way out, right?
Right.
Like they begin like okay, look, if you're looking at this as an atheist, right?
Oh no, I'm looking at
Yeah,
at this
hold on,
as
let
a
me explain.
there's different.
Because
Yeah.
there's this thing of like like, okay, maybe let's say that you don't believe in God, right?
Hypothetically, sure.
Hypothetically speaking, let's say that you don't believe in God, right? Let's just say like, oh, it's just a book, right? When you read this book, you realize, yeah, I should
Sure.
forgive myself. I should do this
Yeah,
because
there are some good morals
yeah,
in this
there's some
book
good morals
that
in
I
there,
should
right?
listen to.
Like, and you said that having a purpose isn't a permanent solution, right? It's not a permanent solution.
Oh, now you
It's
disagree
yeah.
with the.
No. I'm trying to re-explain it in a better way.
Oh,
Right?
okay, sure.
Having a purpose helps, right?
I
Helps
agree.
you, yeah.
I
Having
agree.
a purpose helps, and your argument is that it's not as helpful because it's not a permanent
Not
solution.
true. What I'm saying, I was
You
disagreeing.
literally just said that.
No, I
though.
was disagreeing that purpose is not permanent, and you just said that purpose is not permanent, but it is definitely helpful.
No. I'm saying that purpose is permanent, but it's not. I'm trying to explain it to you in a way that makes sense.
No,
So
you just
let
said.
me no. Let me
Okay,
say,
yeah.
let me
Continue,
say it, 'cause
continue.
schizo,
I'm
right?
I'm
So
confused.
so
Continue.
don't interrupt right
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
So let's say that you have no direction in life, right?
You have shit lights.
Exactly, right? So that means
Right.
you have really no purpose, like no real sense of purpose, right?
Sure.
Is it better to know a direction
Of course.
than not have a direction?
Of course.
Right. So now let's say that you move from this point to this point, right?
Yeah.
Now that you reach this point, shit, where do I go?
Yeah.
Find another point.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
And now permanent, like now finding a purpose, right,
Mhm.
is your solution. Having a purpose in general, right? Because it's better to have a purpose
Okay.
in life than not, right? Even though that you've completed this goal of yours or this
It's.
purpose of
I just
yours,
want to be
then you can
clear.
move on to the next.
If it's okay, I want to just be clear with your definition of not hating yourself is. Are you just finding a temporary solution consistently to stop hating yourself?
I mean, no, I mean, you're not even supposed to be happy, you know?
Okay.
Like, no one's
So
like,
that's a
look,
different.
like people assume that in life you're supposed to be happy, right?
What?
People assume like,
That's a
wow,
dystopian thought, no?
I don't fucking
No.
know. Look, here's the thing, right?
Wait,
Because look,
were you gonna
look,
say something?
No, I wasn't. I was just gonna entertain Darren here.
Okay.
yeah, because look, right? In life,
Yeah.
you assume that you're supposed to be happy all the time. Like I should be happy. I
Oh
should.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
like,
that's scary. Yeah,
people
right,
think this,
right,
right? People think that, oh, I should be happy here. I should always be happy, right? I should always have everything that goes my way.
It's
And then the moment something bad happens to them,
yeah.
they just fucking fall apart.
I have something to
right?
say about that. It's not necessarily that what I'm trying to say is that you should always be happy. But what I am trying to say is that you should not be hating yourself. Does that make sense? Just because you're not hating yourself doesn't mean you're always happy. But at least you're
Yeah.
not hating yourself.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, right? Like
Exactly.
Then
I'm
what?
not
Then what are
arguing.
you feeling?
You're
Then what
just
are you
you're
gonna
just
be?
existing.
You just
man.
exist.
You're just
Like
there.
you're
And
at
then-
peace.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
you're
right.
at
You're at
peace.
peace.
That's
No,
the thing.
You're
I
at
wouldn't
peace.
argue that that's peace.
What would that be then?
That's the opposite, actually.
Turmoil.
Because then, yeah, you're in turmoil because you have to reach one of the
That
extremes.
assumes that you rely on purpose to keep yourself like okay with existing, if that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, because the purpose is existing.
Right, sure. But I don't think that purpose is the key to stop hating yourself. It can be the key to existing. That's
I mean,
To
the
not
whole
hating
the
yourself.
whole
To not hating
argument
yourself,
that we
right.
had originally was like
not hating
was
yourself.
like just these people feeling like shit, right?
Mhm.
And a way for them to stop feeling like shit is one, stop hating yourself. Two, find a purpose, right? Three, fucking fix your problems, right? And a lot of these problems are very common. Like again, like
Yeah. I'm
I've talked to
just
many people, right?
Mhm.
And you know me, I deal with a lot of suicidal people,
Mhm.
right? A lot of their core problems is that they fucking hate themselves, and they all have these issues. And once you help them address these issues,
Yeah.
and you help them solve these issues, what happens? They become a normal member of society
Usually
for the
not.
most part.
Of course not.
Like I mean, for the most part, like not
Because
in
are
the
you
sense of like where
because what
they're
it seems like you guys are doing, you guys are tackling physical issues, right?
how are they physical?
I'm just
I-
assuming you are, because
I'm
it's like, oh,
tackling
okay.
internal problems.
What are these internal problems?
How is hating yourself physical?
Solving your problems by chasing a purpose. Getting a materialistic is an
It doesn't need to be
example.
materialistic.
Oh, of course
Right.
not. But example could be getting a materialistic
I mean,
whatever,
sure,
right?
like if that's what they want to do, then go for it. But
But
at
what I'm
least
saying
now
is
they have
that
this idea.
even if they chase that materialistic thing, they will still not hate. They will still continue to hate themselves.
Well, it depends on what they hate themselves for.
Mm,
It really depends on what they hate themselves for.
what
Because you
would
could hate
be
yourselves for a number of things, right?
right?
Like you could be like look. I think
What I'm
Michael. Wait, hold on, Michael. Oh, he can't hear me. But Michael did say something to me where it's like comparison is the thief of joy,
I agree.
right? And so you got these people comparing themselves to all these different people, and they realize that, hey, my life compared to them is shit.
It sucks.
It sucks, right? You just, so how you fix that is
Mm-hmm.
you get them to stop treating themselves so harshly,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's how you fix
How do you
what
do that?
you help them learn to be, you help them learn not to have outrageous standards for themselves.
Bye.
Don't envy.
Don't envy. That it. Bye.
Just don't envy.
I mean,
You see what I mean?
No,
look,
no, I'm serious. Don't
Yeah,
envy.
I
Don't
understand
just
that.
there's
cut
a lot
I
all
of
understand
thoughts.
things.
that.
You have to cut the thought.
Yeah,
Um,
like you just have to
yeah.
clear that out. I mean, it's the same thing as like when you're trying
Well,
to
actually,
go.
no. That's the point I was trying to get to. You need to cut the thought.
Yeah, exactly. Like
You have to cut the
Cut
thought.
the
cut the
thought.
thought, but like
Yeah.
it's the same thing. Like
What I'm saying here is, and what I've been trying to say, is that to stop hating yourself. It is not to chase another thing. It's to let go of something, and it's
yeah,
to
and
let
that's
go
how
of
you
that
fix
habit.
your problem. Like you have
Right.
to. Yeah, that's a part of addressing the
No,
problem.
that is what it is. That's it.
I mean,
What?
yeah, but like
You can.
there's ways to go about it.
Well, how?
There's ways to go
By
about it.
chasing a purpose?
No, not by just chasing a purpose.
Then what
Like
is it?
I think you're generalizing my.
I am
my
actually,
thing.
because that's what I've been hearing. What I've been hearing is give them a goal, let them chase it, and they will be happy. That's what's been spinning in my
That's
head.
part of what I've been saying.
Then what is the other things that you're trying to say?
The other things I'm trying to say is that there's a lot of factors, right, of why someone might dislike themselves and why they're not happy with themselves and why they're not happy with like the way they're living,
Mhm.
right? And I'm saying that here are reasons why people might be unhappy with themselves, right?
Mhm.
And a good majority, right, especially for men in general,
True.
is that the reason why they're unhappy is because they don't see a direction in their life, right?
True.
And so, how do you fix that? Give them a purpose. Now, let's say that they hate themselves because, and I'm not just saying hate themselves in general.
Mhm.
Like they hate themselves because of X, Y, and Z.
Oh, that's what
And
this
so,
conversation is
and so
about.
you
Okay, okay,
tackle X, Y, and Z,
okay.
right? But there is no all solution. There is no all like one and
I
goal,
mean,
fucking like
this is what
miracle
this is what
elixir,
I think. Because
right?
at the end of the day, what causes people to hate themselves is usually something that happened in the past that has caused them to act this way.
Exactly. Yeah. Like there's a lot of
Exactly.
different factors. I
And
mean,
what I think is that if you can cut off that part of the past and just live your future, you
yeah,
will
then
feel
that's
a
just
lot
moving on.
better.
That's
That's
just
all.
moving
Yeah.
on. That's just
Yeah. You move
Exactly.
moving on with life.
That's what I've been
You
wanting
cut
to
the
say.
you move. You get rid of the past. Cut any thoughts that would lead it back to the past or
There you
lead
go.
any thoughts
Yeah.
of it, and then you
Exactly.
move
I
on.
mean, it's like the
Exactly.
That's
same
what we've been
for it's
saying.
the same as like, look, someone did.
Or that's what I said. A
Really?
little
Wait,
bit
what?
earlier.
I
When
don't
I said
remember.
don't envy and cut the thought.
Oh, then that's what I agreed
Yeah.
with you, right?
Yeah.
That's when I agreed.
That's what it
Yeah,
was.
Exactly.
and
That's what I've been
and
trying to
that's
say.
like very similar to people
Yeah,
trying to
because
like
that's why
do nofap or something.
I don't want people to get the misconception that like if you keep doing goals, you eventually be happy because it's not true.
Well,
What?
depends on who.
No, even then, it's like you can chase money as much as you want. You're never gonna be happy, dude. Like you
That's
can.
not what I'm saying either.
No, I mean, then what are you trying to say?
I'm saying it doesn't have to be materialistic. It could be anything, right?
Yeah.
Like your purpose in life is for you to find out, right?
Sure.
And
But you cannot find out until you stop hating yourself. I don't think.
exactly, but like that's the thing, right?
That's what I'm
Start like
saying.
giving yourself some sort of small goal, like a direction of some kind,
Sure.
is better than having no direction, right? You agree on that,
Sure.
right?
I agree.
And so now that you have an idea of like taking that first step in whatever foggy direction,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
That's a step.
Mhm.
That's a step nonetheless. Like it's better than just staying where you are,
Yeah.
right? And sure, you could
That's
just
fair.
yeah, you could just be like, oh, stop hating yourself, right? Like they're like, oh, cool, you're jealous of others, so stop being jealous of others. But you have to learn those things, right? You have to learn
Course.
how not to do that,
Of
right?
course.
And so what I'm hearing whenever you just say like stop thinking that, right? To me, it's
Well, I
not
never
it's
said
like
that, by the way.
yeah, to me, yeah, exactly, right? I agree with you, right? I'm not arguing against it.
Mm.
It's just that people can't just walk outside one day, right? Let's say like some depressed person, right?
No,
People
no,
get-
no.
I'm
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Not
people,
everyone
yeah,
can.
not everyone.
Right.
Not,
There's a
yeah,
there's
yeah,
a point. I see your point.
not everyone can just walk out one day and be like, I'm happy now.
In a way they can,
In
but
a
it's
way they
hard.
can,
It's
but
very
like
hard.
it's very hard to do so. Not everyone
Yeah.
can do that, right? Not everyone can just flick a switch, right? Not everyone can
I'm
do that,
chilling
right?
now.
Because people have to take these small steps in order to learn these kind of
That's
skills
fair.
for themselves. right?
Okay. So
So
you were really talking about like the steps.
yeah, steps. Like
Okay.
I'm not trying to
Okay.
argue for like a miracle elixir of just
Okay.
fucking like
Okay.
this solves all your
Because what it
problems.
seemed like to me was just like
Yeah,
purpose, boom. You know what I mean?
no,
No,
I
but
think
actually, sometimes you can do the purpose
you can
elixir
do the
in the
purpose thing.
sense where it's like
Yeah,
I don't feel no
If it's
jealousy
right.
anymore.
yeah,
If it's right.
yeah.
Right.
Like I like purpose can be anything, right?
Of course.
Like if your purpose in life is to discover yourself, then
Which is never good
which is
the
never a good thing.
case. That's just a goal
Yeah, it's just a
half the
goal,
time.
right? If your purpose in life is just to figure something out about yourself,
Yeah.
then do it, right?
Yeah.
It's just like
It's
if
just
that helps you,
it's just hard to say
yeah, it's
because
just hard to
purpose
say.
can change.
Purpose can change, right? It's
And
if
it will
that
change,
yeah,
Rob.
if that helps you feel better or like not feel like, you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, yeah, I
If
get
that
your point.
helps you, right, then do it by all means.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
continuing down this cycle isn't good.
of course.
It's never good. Like
Yeah,
I was trying to come up with an example when you said no, I don't envy people, right? Just cut the idea. It's the same thing as when I'm gonna use another reference to some Christian thing, right?
yeah,
When you're trying to stop, let's say that you're fucking let's say that you let's say that you're addicted to jerking off, right?
sure,
Because I know a lot of people in this generation are addicted to jerking off, right?
sure.
So you begin trying to fight the feeling of right?
Coaching.
Of touching yourself, right? Like you try and
Yeah.
fight the idea. What the Bible teaches you is to run from the idea
Yeah,
because you're not going to win that fight,
just do
Right.
something else, Lamau.
right?
You have to
Yeah,
get rid of all
you
thought.
have to get rid of all thoughts of it,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
But you can't just do that day one. Like you just have to like learn how to eventually get to that point where you're like, oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
I don't mind.
I got too much shit to do,
Yeah,
anyways.
I
yeah,
got too
no,
much shit to do,
100%.
Yeah,
right? Like all these examples of I mean, it's like my analogy of like, oh, yeah, like you hate yourself because you're too quiet at times and then you didn't communicate what you wanted to originally communicate, right? When I said that I'd drag someone out 4 hours away and drown them in their mind and until they
yeah,
breathe underwater, right? What I'm doing is I'm getting them used to building up this skill. Like I'm basically helping them build this skill
that's
to
fair.
fix their problem,
That's
Right.
fair.
right? So when I say that I see some fucking helpless quote unquote helpless motherfucker, right? What I'm doing is I'm looking at them. I'm speaking with them as a friend. I'm
Yeah,
getting them to vent to me, right? I'm going to get them to open up. And
yeah.
then I'm also going to see if I can identify any outside problems,
Mhm.
right? And I will help them get to that point.
I guess we just have different methods of like.
I have different fucking
Yeah,
Yeah,
methods.
no,
that's all I'm
his
saying.
his method is actually very
In your face.
very in your face, but it eases you
Like,
towards the end result.
Yeah.
and then,
My method is just go cold turkey a bunch of times.
yeah. Right. I mean,
Until
look,
like different stages,
you,
different processes, different ideas, you
yeah.
cold turkey at every
Uh-huh.
step.
Like you have someone, like we all know this someone that who he was trying to help,
Sure.
right? And there were way like I can tell you for sure
Mhm.
that if you just gave me 2 weeks with that fucker,
I mean, you can have them.
oh, I don't want him
Okay, then that's
Yeah.
it.
because I don't like him. But if you gave me 2 weeks with that fucker, right, and you were to okay, no, let's say this: if you were to somehow bribe me,
No,
right,
I'm not
which I
going
know
to.
you wouldn't bribe me,
Yeah, but no, I think that's a different
yeah,
situation because I'm
he's
not.
flexible.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. I'm just not good.
You're not good with that.
Exactly.
I
Well,
personally don't
Yeah,
think he is.
no, he is to an
yeah.
extent.
I say that he is. It's
Using your
just that
method, I don't
like
think so, but that's I want you to challenge my I want you to
No,
prove me
I have
wrong.
nothing to challenge because I'm a bad teacher. That's
No,
what
no,
I'm.
you to prove me
Oh,
wrong.
yeah.
this guy?
If you want me to do so, I will shake
No,
your hands on it.
it will definitely work. Look, the
You'll put
only
money on
thing.
it?
Huh? Well, no, I'll bet money on it. I
You'll
don't
put
give a
money
fuck.
on it?
No, because what's really stopping him is because no one is telling him to do stuff. I can't be the
And he
one to
can't
tell.
do that all the
Yeah,
time,
I'm
Right.
right? Like,
way too
yeah,
busy.
exactly.
I got too
So
much shit to do.
the reason why I'm able to do it is because I have a fuck ton of free
Well, I
time.
don't know, but
Yeah, I have a fuck ton
that's
of free
why I
time, which is why I'm
say
able to be
it's
in your
definitely
face.
viable. Because the only
Yeah,
thing stopping him from being
yeah,
successful is just
it's himself,
yeah.
right?
Well, not-
Because who in his life right now, right? In his, let's say his house, because let's say he doesn't leave, right? I'm assuming he doesn't leave, right?
I wouldn't know.
Well, at the time, he had no way of
I had no
no
idea.
real way of leaving.
He still can't.
Yeah, well, let's say that he still can't, right? Who in his life right now is telling him to, hey, get up, get the fuck off your ass. You need to do this, right?
Yeah,
Because no one's holding him accountable. What we all lack, or not all, like not us, right? Like, well, yeah, kind of, right?
kind
What
of.
everyone lacks at some point or another is accountability. We're unable to hold ourselves accountable, but then you also don't want to hold yourself accountable for shit that you didn't do. That's blaming yourself, right?
Right.
But there's just this point where like you need to be mature enough to understand that me not doing this is bad for me,
Mm.
right? Like you need to be able to recognize that. What he lacks is the ability to recognize that, and he also, and you can tell, and I can tell, right, that he hates himself because
It does.
he tries to always fit in into every single social situation, no matter what it is. He will come up with some fake story that you know is complete bullshit, right?
Mhm.
Even though, and just to try and fit in.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is that can be fixed through brute force?
Depending on what you consider brute force.
I mean, what you're doing.
If you
That's
can,
that's fixable. I know,
Because
like,
I think
yeah, you
it's
gotta detox real fast,
I
real
yeah,
think
good.
I
it's
fixed,
it's fixed by looking at the past and understanding why he feels that way.
and I know why he feels that way.
Why? Because he doesn't fit in.
Not because he doesn't fit in.
No, because do you know his history?
I looked at him. I mean, I kind of know. I got to know
I'm
him.
sure like you have this stereotype of
I
him.
have this idea. I mean, look,
Yeah,
like I've dealt with 5 people before who were just like him,
right.
like
Yeah,
almost very
because
similar.
we're looking at what he's doing wrong and what it is. It's a feeling, right? It's a feeling that's causing him to do these things.
Yeah, and
And what are feelings? Feelings are a projection of the past that hasn't been addressed.
yeah, and I'm just saying that
You're
it's
going,
fixable. If he were to open up to me completely, right?
sure,
If he were to open up to me completely,
sure,
I will get a fucking list down and I will tackle this shit
okay.
with him.
And the answer you would think is that aggressive form of
He needs a big
treatment.
brother figure in his life,
Mm,
Yeah, you need the
right?
aggression
He
to.
needs someone on his ass,
I see.
right? Until he's able to stay on his ass on his own,
Okay.
right? And when he fails himself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not only will we have to not be there 24/7 for him, or basically 24/7
Right.
for him, he's there for himself, and then plus with the added on extra fucking 5 minute call of you fucked up, fix it,
Hopefully, right.
right? Hopefully,
Hopefully.
right? Because now he's more reliant on himself, and he's just a more reliable person in general.
Mm. Guess that's the end goal, right?
Yeah, that's the end goal. Because look, you look at him and you go like, yeah, I dislike this person, but I also feel bad for him, right? I do. I feel really bad for him.
Yeah.
I dislike him, but like I feel terrible for him. You know, I look at him, I'm like, yeah, if I were in his shoes, which I was at some point in my life,
Mm.
I'd fucking hate myself.
Yeah.
And everyone who I've told him this
No,
stuff
now I'm
to,
kind of confused. How did you get over the idea of hating yourself, though?
well, I blamed myself for the deaths of others for like a long time.
Yeah, but how did you get over it?
I'm getting into that,
Oh,
right?
okay.
And so you have to understand that these things happen for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though it was not something good,
Mm-hmm.
right? Of course, something like that is never good, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for me, how I got out of it was I was knocked the fuck out at 4 a.m. in the morning, and
Decided it's okay.
no, 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 no,
Okay,
no, no,
okay,
not that. Look,
okay.
look. One of these was where a close friend of mine, right?
Yeah.
They took their own lives 4 a.m. in the morning. They spam called me, they spam texted me. I wasn't awake, and normally I would be the person who would try and get them, like, calm them down and stuff, right?
Mm.
Even though it wasn't my responsibility, but at the time, you know, everyone has a hero complex every now and then.
Yes.
Yeah,
Hmm.
everyone has a hero complex, right? And so when something like that happens and they're gone, and you're like, shit, I was the only motherfucker they contacted, right,
Yeah.
for this stuff, then you really begin to blame yourself. Because, like, if I was, what if this? What if this? What if this? This? You need to get yourself out of that mindset, but how, right? So you need to begin to, like, you have to understand yourself, right? And understand the situation where it's like, yeah,
Okay.
sure, if I was awake,
Okay. I
but
think that's all I need to hear
but
that.
I'm a normal person, right? Who sleeps at a normal time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so that was just out of control. And you know, I'm also a heavy sleeper,
Okay.
so the chances of me waking up, like, it was just poor circumstances, out of my control, right?
Yeah. So, but no, like aggressive.
No, no, I didn't do anything
Because you didn't need that,
aggressive. I
right?
didn't need
Like
that.
that's not something
Like,
you needed.
look, like if it's something like that, right? Then I'm not gonna be aggressive
You
to that
can't
person.
be.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
not
you
gonna.
literally
Yeah,
cannot.
look, if someone was blaming themselves for that similar kind of reason,
Mhm.
I wouldn't be aggressive to them,
You
right?
can't.
Like,
There's
look,
nothing to be
there's
aggressive
nothing to be
about.
aggressive about
Right.
because it's just out of their control. And you just need to explain to them, right?
Yeah.
And you have to, like, reinforce in their mind, like,
Yeah.
that was beyond your control.
You can't do anything about it.
You can't do anything about it, right?
Right.
The only thing you can do is honor their memory and
Hmm.
remember them for who they were, but not what they did.
Okay. So it seems like a lot of solutions to this.
There's different ways to go about it.
I understand that, but they all lead to being peace at pass. That's
Yeah,
what that is.
yeah,
Like
just be
understanding
chill.
that things are okay.
Piece of pass,
You know,
or
be at peace.
just
That's it.
dodging it.
I mean, like not
Dodging is
like
the worst problem.
Oh
dodging is the
no,
worst
no, no,
problem.
dodging it. Sorry, I should have clarified. Dodging it as in just leave it.
Leave it be.
Just leave it
Leave it
and
be.
go.
You let it go,
Because like there's no
right?
point in dwelling
Leave
in
it
the
and go.
past,
Yeah.
right? Because you can't change the past.
So in a way,
I used to hate that term. Let it go.
let it go.
No, no, not for that, but
I'm
like
just
just like
kidding.
fucking like
No, I get it
people
though.
told me that shit all the time.
I
No,
mean,
because it's
Dylan,
true, right?
Dylan,
Yeah,
right?
but it's true. You
Like
have to let it go.
You have to
look
let
at
it go.
today's like modern like what's the current message right now in TikTok's self-help thing? And self-help is
I'm
mental
not on
masturbation, by the
TikTok. I
way,
wouldn't know.
What
right?
Tell me.
I'm
Or
thinking
TikTok or Instagram Reels. Right now, it is I have no enemies or whatever the fuck, or like
is it?
Mm,
yes, right now it's the I have no
It's a
enemies
really
kind of
small
thing.
portion, isn't it?
I'd say so.
I think more of it is like the Andrew Tate side,
Well,
right?
well, yeah,
it's
well,
more of a
sure.
problem than you think it
Let's
is.
yeah,
So
let's say it's like
Really?
this right now, right? Like
Mhm.
it's the I have no enemies thing, or like the forgive others so that you not because they deserve to be forgiven, but so that you may be at peace,
Oh,
right?
sure, yeah,
Like why hold these grudges against people,
sure,
right? Like why constantly put yourself in this state of mind where you're just constantly like I'm fucking angry, right?
sure.
When you could just be, you know what? Yeah,
The song
exactly. Yeah,
plays.
okay. Like why do this when you could just be, you know what?
Chill.
It happened, right? Will this affect me in 5 years? Right? Will this affect me on my fucking deathbed? Right? And this is advice for also people who are going through like some fucking petty school drama, right? And
Right,
this is very important for anyone in high school
right.
or middle school, right? Who happen to be watching this for whatever fucking reason, right? It's just that you need to ask yourself, right? Oh, she called me a fucking whore, right?
I'm so
I'm
mad.
like, or like, no, or like, she said this about me. She said this about me. She said this about me, right? And whether or not it may be true or not, right?
Yeah,
Your first response shouldn't be, I'm gonna fucking say it back, or I'm gonna get them back by doing this, or I'm gonna ruin their fucking lives, right? That should not
yeah.
be your first response.
Hug him.
Your response,
I'm
no,
just kidding.
I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna hug them
I'm kidding.
personally,
I'm kidding.
but you should just ask yourself first, right? So that you think logically, right?
Hmm.
Because people, especially at that age and
yeah,
our
then
ages,
no
right?
logic.
Like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
think impulsively, right?
Mm.
yeah.
No, everyone needs to take a step back, breathe, think about
What the
what the
situation is.
situation is, and see how it can be addressed, right?
Exactly.
And if it's a situation where, oh, man, I don't really give a fuck, but why don't you give a fuck? Well, think 3 months from now. Will anyone remember this in 3 months?
Nobody's
Will I
gonna
care
remember.
about this in 3 months? Nope.
Right.
Will this matter when I graduate?
And when you
Nope.
brought that up the
Mhm.
first time, it
Yeah.
was this is why I asked myself on my deathbed. Like when you said on my deathbed, yeah,
Mhm.
I think about my deathbed. It's not gonna fucking matter.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
Not gonna matter in 5 years. It's not gonna matter in 10 years. It's not
Yeah,
gonna matter on my deathbed. Maybe not even 1 year.
Yeah,
Actually,
exactly. It won't fucking matter. Like, if it doesn't matter in X amount of time,
who care?
who
no
the
one
fuck
cares.
cares?
Yeah,
It's
Exactly.
notional. It's just one thought. It's just
Yeah.
one
yeah.
phrase.
Okay, so
You-
what? So what if this person
Mm.
said this about you? So what if they said this? So what if they did this to you, right?
Right.
It won't fucking matter.
Yeah.
It just won't because at the end of the day, you're going to need to move on, right?
But if we could just end this note of the conversation real quick, though, because I want to get back to
Mhm.
Dylan when he said you hated "Let It Go" for a little while, and I was just kind of wondering,
Yeah,
like,
hated
why?
that phrase. No, it's just the phrase itself, not the
Was
concept.
it because it's like cringy?
Yeah, no, because I held grudges like a motherfucker. You know?
Same. I did the same.
Yeah, but
It's fair.
yeah, like I don't know. It just took a change of environment, a change of pace, um, a change of personality to realize that yeah, I'm gonna accommodate to multiple individuals, and so or accommodate to multiple individuals, like be more palatable, but not sacrifice who I am, right?
Mhm.
That's fair.
And so if I'm gonna be in that situation, yeah, I can't be holding grudges because that's just fucking stupid.
Yeah, it is stupid because then it
Yeah.
gets in the way of everything
Gets in
else,
the
right?
way.
Yeah, because
You
you
have
have
better
better
things to
shit to
think of.
worry.
More shit to do.
Better shit to do,
Exactly.
better things to think of, especially think of.
Especially if like that's what I'm thinking.
So
Like usually those people who are like that, they end up being the people that hate themselves. Though
Yeah.
usually, not all the time. I don't know.
so yeah.
Other than that, though, I think that's it, right?
Yeah, just all in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
like it when I grab your
And
shoulder,
yeah,
don't you?
Leon.
What
All right,
the?
I'll pin him down. You go up there.
On that though, I think we can end the episode there. So thank you guys so
This
much.
got deep for no reason.
Alright.
I don't know,
Ah,
whatever. Go
alright,
click
well,
the button there.
Everyone, thank you
Oh,
very much. Thank you very much.
oh shit. Yeah, right. Hold on.
Oh, come on. Part two?
Part
Huh.
two, bro.
Shit.
Well, technically, non-canonically, part 3.
At least he's not chucking. At least he's chucking, not chucking a water ball. On you,
Yeah,
so
he's gonna jump on you
that's all that
afterwards.
matters.
Hey guys, it's me, Michael Bowie. This is Dennis Lin, and
Fuck.
that is Jonathan Swalar Alexander III. And
Amen.
Amen. That's peak, bro.
this is the Illogical Entrepreneurs Podcast.
We might
Please
change
check
the
it
name
out.
soon, actually.
We're gonna change the name.
Yeah, we'll think about it. End it.
For
What the
real?
fuck?
I'm thinking about it. Let's stop it there.
All right. Appreciate it.
See you guys.